Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emily. Today we're talking about something that makes a lot of people nervous, giving a persuasive presentation. How to stand up, speak, and get the whole room on your side.
And remember, this is an English episode, not a business course. So we're not here to teach you theory. We're here to give you real English sentences, ready to use, that make you sound clear, calm, and convincing.
A lot of sentences. And here's our promise for today. We'll repeat the most useful phrases a few times, out loud, so they stick in your ear. When you hear a sentence twice, you remember it. When you say it yourself, it becomes yours.
So today, please, steal our sentences. Write them down. Say them in the shower. Use them on Monday.
And one thing before we start. Being persuasive is not about being loud or pushy. It's about being clear, warm, and easy to follow. The right English phrase, said calmly, does more than any big, clever word ever could.
So true. You don't win people with fancy vocabulary. You win them with simple sentences and a warm voice. That's what we're building today.
And here's the beautiful part. Presentation English is truly international. Whether you say, "Let me start with a quick question," in London, New York, Singapore, Sydney, or Dublin, every audience understands you immediately. Learn these phrases once, and you can use them anywhere in the world.
We'll walk through the whole talk, from start to finish. A strong opening. How to hold attention. What to do when people start looking at their phones. How to present numbers without boring everyone. What to say when someone interrupts. How to watch your time. And how to handle questions at the end.
That's a lot of useful English in one place. So let's start where every presentation starts, the first 30 seconds. The opening. This is where most people lose the room, and they lose it the same boring way. They stand up and say, "Hello, my name is Anna, and today I'm going to talk about our sales results."
And instantly, everyone relaxes into sleep mode. It's not wrong English, it's just flat. Nobody leans in.
So here's our first rule. Don't open with your name and your agenda. Open with something that wakes people up, and the easiest way is a question. Word for word, you can say, "Let me start with a quick question." Then you ask something the audience actually cares about.
Let's hear that phrase again because it's gold. Let me start with a quick question. Say it slowly. It's short, it's polite, and it makes every head in the room come up.
For example, you stand up and you say, "Let me start with a quick question. How much time do you think we waste every week in meetings?" Now people are thinking. Now they're with you.
A second strong opener is a picture in their mind. You can say, "Imagine this for a second." That phrase, "imagine this for a second," pulls people into a scene.
Try it. Imagine this for a second. It's Friday, 5 o'clock, and for once, your inbox is completely empty. Everyone can see it. A picture always beats a plain fact.
And one more, my favorite. Tell them what they'll get. Word for word, by the end of these 10 minutes, you'll know exactly how to, and then you make a promise.
Say that one with me because it's powerful. By the end of these 10 minutes, you'll know exactly how to cut your meeting time in half. Now they have a reason to listen, and people always stay for a promise.
There's one more opener I love, a surprising fact. You can say, "Here's something that surprised me." Then you give them one number or one fact they weren't expecting.
Say it. Here's something that surprised me. Surprise is like a little bell. It makes people sit up. Here's something that surprised me. We each send over 200 emails a day.
And one big don't. Never, ever open with an apology. Don't say, "Sorry, I didn't have much time to prepare." Don't say, "Sorry, this might be a bit boring." In one sentence, you've just told them not to listen.
Exactly. If you're nervous, don't announce it. Just start with your question, your picture, your promise, or your surprise. Confidence is a choice you make in your very first sentence.
So there are 4 openers, 4 sentences to steal. Number 1, let me start with a quick question. Number 2, imagine this for a second. Number 3, by the end of these 10 minutes, you'll know exactly how to. And number 4, here's something that surprised me.
Pick one, just one. Write it at the very top of your notes and start there. Never again begin with, "Today I'm going to talk about." Start with a question, a picture, or a promise.
And one tiny thing that makes a big difference. Pause after your first line. Say your opener, then stop for 1 whole second. That little silence tells the room, listen, something is coming. Okay, you've opened well. Now comes the hard part, keeping people with you for the next 10 minutes. Attention is like water, it leaks. So your job is to keep filling it back up.
The number one tool is signposting. That just means telling people where you are, like road signs on a trip. And the magic phrase is, "There are 3 things I want you to remember."
Say it again with me. There are 3 things I want you to remember, just 3. When you promise 3 things, the brain relaxes and follows you because now it knows the shape of the journey.
Then you count them out loud. The first thing is, the second thing is, and the last thing, and this is the most important one, is, those little signposts stop people from getting lost.
Another phrase that pulls attention right back is, here's the part that matters most. When people hear that, they wake up because you've just told them this is the important bit.
Let's repeat it. Here's the part that matters most. Drop your voice a little, slow down, and say it. It works every single time.
You can also use a question in the middle of your talk, not for them to answer out loud, just to make them think. You say, so why does this happen? Then you pause. Then you answer it yourself. That little question quietly resets everyone's attention.
And keep your sentences short. Long sentences lose people, especially when English is their second language, and often when it's yours. So, short sentences, 1 idea each, just like this.
One more tool, and it's the strongest, the mini story. You can say, let me give you a quick example. People can ignore facts, but they can't ignore a story. And that phrase is your door into it. Let me give you a quick example.
Say it once more. Let me give you a quick example. Then tell them about one real person, one real moment. Keep it to 30 seconds. Then walk them straight back to your point.
And one more secret for holding attention, make it about them. Use the word you a lot. Instead of companies waste time, say you waste time. That little word you reaches into the chair and taps someone on the shoulder.
Try this frame. Think about your own work for a second. That sentence turns a general idea into their idea. Think about your own work for a second. How many of those meetings did you really need?
Say it. Think about your own work for a second. The more you say you, the more the talk feels like a conversation, not a lecture, and people always stay for a conversation.
Now, real talk. Sometimes you look up and you can see it. People are checking their phones, staring out the window. Their eyes are gone. Don't panic. This happens to everyone. You just need a few sentences ready to pull them back.
The first one is simple. You stop. You say, let me stop for a second. That sudden break in the rhythm makes people look up. Silence is loud.
Say it. Let me stop for a second. Then give them a reason to care again. And the best phrase for that is, here's why this matters to you. Not to the company, to you, the person sitting in the chair.
Let's repeat both together, because you'll use them as a pair. Let me stop for a second. Here's why this matters to you. Stop, then connect. That combination brings the room straight back.
Another strong move is a direct question to the audience. You can say, Quick question. How many of you have ever missed a deadline? And you ask people to raise their hands. Hands go up and the energy comes back.
Say the frame with me. Quick question. How many of you have ever... When bodies move, minds wake up. Even a small show of hands changes the whole room.
And if you can really feel them drifting, tell them the one thing. Word for word. If you remember one thing from today, remember this. Then you say your single most important sentence.
Repeat it with me. If you remember one thing from today, remember this. That phrase is like an alarm clock. Everyone stops and listens because you've promised them the one thing that truly matters.
So, 3 rescue phrases. Number 1, let me stop for a second. Number 2, here's why this matters to you. And number 3, if you remember one thing from today, remember this. Keep those 3 in your back pocket for the moment the room goes quiet.
Now, numbers. This is where so many good presentations die. People put 20 numbers on a slide and read every one of them, and the audience just drowns.
So here's the rule. Don't show every number. Choose the one number that matters and make it feel real. The phrase to use is, the one number I want you to remember is...
Say it again. The one number I want you to remember is... When you say that sentence, people actually pick up a pen. You've told them exactly what to keep.
And then you make the number human. A big number means nothing on its own, so you compare it to something they can picture. You can say, in simple terms, that's... and then something from real life.
For example, we waste 400 hours a year in long meetings. In simple terms, that's 1 full month of work. Gone. Now the number has a body. Now it hurts a little. In a good way.
Another useful phrase is, so what does this number really mean for us? You say the number, then you ask that question. Then you answer it. Because the audience doesn't want the number, they want the meaning.
Say it with me. So what does this number really mean for us? That one question turns a boring statistic into a story about them.
And 2 small language tips. First, round your numbers when you speak. Don't say 47.3%. Say nearly half. Say roughly a third. Say about 1 in 5. Softer, rounder, and much easier to hear.
Second, slow down on the number itself. Speed up on the small words, then slow right down on the big fact. We lost nearly half of our customers. That little pause makes the number land.
And one more idea. Often, the trend matters more than the number. You can say, the direction is what matters here. Are we going up or down? That's usually the real story.
Say it. The direction is what matters here. For example, our costs went up a little this month, but the direction is what matters. That's 3 months of falling costs before this. Give them the direction, not just one lonely number.
So, for numbers, 3 phrases. Number 1, the one number I want you to remember is... Number 2, in simple terms, that's... And number 3, so what does this number really mean for us? One number, made human. That's the whole game.
Now, interruptions. Someone raises a hand in the middle of your talk and asks a question. Your heart jumps. What do you say?
You stay calm because you have a phrase ready. If you want to answer later, you say, word for word, that's a great question. I'll come back to it in just a moment. Polite, calm, and you keep control of your talk.
Say it again. That's a great question. I'll come back to it in just a moment. You're not rude and you're not thrown off. You've simply parked it. And this part matters. Later, you actually do come back to it.
If it's a quick one and you want to answer right now, you say, I'm glad you asked. The short answer is, and then you keep it short. Those words, The short answer is stop you from talking for 5 minutes and losing everyone else.
Repeat it. I'm glad you asked. The short answer is short answer. Then straight back to your talk.
And here's a lovely one for a difficult question. You can say, "Good point. Let me finish this part and then I'll answer that." It respects the person and it protects your flow.
So, 3 phrases for interruptions. Number 1. That's a great question. I'll come back to it in just a moment. Number 2. I'm glad you asked. The short answer is. And number 3. Good point. Let me finish this part and then I'll answer that. With these 3, no question can shake you.
And notice something. Every one of them starts by being kind to the person. Great question. Glad you asked. Good point. You always thank them first. That little bit of warmth keeps the room on your side.
And what if someone doesn't just ask a question? They disagree with you, right there in front of everyone. Stay warm. You can say, I hear you, and here's another way to look at it.
Say it. I hear you, and here's another way to look at it. You don't fight and you don't fold. You show the person they've been heard, and then you calmly give your side. That's how you stay in control and stay likable at the same time. Let's talk about time, because going over time is one of the fastest ways to lose a room. When you run long, people stop listening and start watching the clock.
The first trick isn't a phrase, it's a habit. Practice out loud with a timer, just once. You'll be shocked how long you really take. Most people speak for about twice the time they think they do.
And during the talk, use time signposts. You can say, "We're about halfway through." That one small sentence tells people you're in control, and it keeps them patient.
Say it. We're about halfway through. It's calm and confident. It quietly tells the room, I know exactly where I am.
If you're running late, don't speed up and panic. Instead, jump. You can say, word for word, "In the interest of time, let me go straight to the key point."
Repeat that one. In the interest of time, let me go straight to the key point. It sounds professional, and it saves you. Nobody is ever upset that a presentation finished a little early.
And always protect your ending. Before you even start, decide to leave 2 minutes for questions. Near the end, you can say, "Let me leave a little time for your questions." That way, you never get cut off in the middle of your best line.
So, 3 time phrases. Number 1, we're about halfway through. Number 2, in the interest of time, let me go straight to the key point. And number 3, let me leave a little time for your questions. Simple sentences that make you sound like a pro. Now the final part, questions at the end, the Q&A. A lot of people are more scared of this than the talk itself because they can't plan it. But you can prepare the language.
Start by inviting questions the strong way. Don't quietly say, "Any questions?" That sounds like you hope there are none. Instead, open your hands and say, "So, what questions do you have for me?"
Say it. So, what questions do you have for me? It's confident. It expects questions. It tells the room you're happy to keep going.
When someone asks, repeat the question before you answer. You say, "So the question is," and you say it again in your own words. 2 reasons. Everyone in the room hears it, and you buy yourself 2 seconds to think.
Repeat it. So the question is, such a small phrase and it buys you time and makes you look calm. Use it for every single question.
And the big fear? What if you don't know the answer? Here's your phrase, and please remember this one, word for word. "That's a great question. I don't have the exact number, but I'll find out and get back to you."
Say it slowly. I don't have the exact number, but I'll find out and get back to you. That sentence is your safety net. It's honest, it's professional, and it's 100 times better than making something up.
Then, when the questions are done, don't just stop. Finish strong. You can say, "Let me leave you with one final thought." And then you repeat your main message one last time.
Say it with me. Let me leave you with one final thought. Never end a talk with, "Okay, that's it, thanks." End with one clear line they'll carry out the door.
So, for the questions at the end, 4 phrases. First, to invite them. So, what questions do you have for me? Then, for each one, so the question is, if you're stuck, I'll find out and get back to you. And to finish strong, let me leave you with one final thought. 4 phrases, and the scariest part of the talk becomes the easiest.
2 bonus phrases for tricky moments. Sometimes a person asks a long, winding question and you're honestly not sure what they mean. You can say, "Let me pull out the main question there." Then you choose one clear question and answer just that.
Say it. Let me pull out the main question there. And if a question feels a little sharp, a little hostile, don't get defensive. You can say, "That's a fair concern." Those 3 words calm the whole room. That's a fair concern, and here's how we're handling it.
Say it. That's a fair concern. You'd be amazed how much heat leaves a room when you agree that a worry is fair. Warm, calm, and steady. That's how you keep people on your side, even the difficult ones. Let's put it all together. Here's Nina giving a short presentation to her team. Listen for the phrases we practiced. They're all in here.
Let me start with a quick question. How many hours do you think we spend in meetings every week? Hold that number in your head. By the end of these 5 minutes, you'll know exactly how to win back a full day.
Sorry, do you mean per person or the whole team?
That's a great question. I'll come back to it in just a moment. But first, here's the part that matters most. The one number I want you to remember is 12. We each spend 12 hours a week in meetings. In simple terms, that's a day and a half, every week, gone.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that high.
Right? So what does this number really mean for us? It means if we cut our meetings in half, we each get almost a full day back for real work.
Do you hear it? Every phrase we practiced dropped into a real talk. The opener, the question, the parked interruption, the one number, the meaning.
And notice how calm Nina sounds. She isn't smarter than everyone in the room. She just has the right sentences ready. Let's hear her finish and take that question.
So, before we run out of time, let me go straight to the key point. Fewer meetings, shorter meetings, and a clear agenda for everyone. So, what questions do you have for me?
You said you'd come back to mine. Is that 12 hours per person or the whole team?
Yes, thank you for keeping me honest. So the question is that number per person? It is, 12 hours each. And that is exactly why this matters. Let me leave you with one final thought. Protect your time, and your best work will follow.
Beautiful. Short, calm, and convincing. And every strong moment there was simply a phrase you can learn.
One more quick scene. The hardest moment of all. A question you simply can't answer. Watch how Nina stays calm.
Nina, what's the exact cost of all these wasted hours? In dollars.
That's a great question. I don't have the exact number, but I'll find out and get back to you. What I can tell you is the direction. It's thousands, every single month.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you for asking. And let me pull out the main point there. The exact figure can wait, but the size of the problem can't.
Did you see that? She didn't panic, and she didn't invent a number. She used the phrase, "I'll find out and get back to you," and she still sounded strong. That kind of honesty is exactly what wins people over.
Let's put all the sentences in one place so you can grab them before your next talk.
To open, pick one. Let me start with a quick question. Imagine this for a second. By the end of these 10 minutes, you'll know exactly how to... Or, here's something that surprised me.
To hold attention. There are 3 things I want you to remember. Here's the part that matters most. And keep it personal. Think about your own work for a second.
When the room starts to drift. Let me stop for a second. Here's why this matters to you. And the alarm clock. If you remember one thing from today, remember this.
For numbers, the one number I want you to remember is, in simple terms, that's, and, so what does this number really mean for us?
For interruptions, that's a great question. I'll come back to it in just a moment. And I'm glad you asked. The short answer is,
And if someone disagrees or worries, I hear you, and here's another way to look at it. And that's a fair concern.
for your time. We're about halfway through. And, in the interest of time, let me go straight to the key point.
And for the questions at the end. So, what questions do you have for me? So the question is, let me pull out the main question there. I'll find out and get back to you. And let me leave you with one final thought.
That's a whole presentation in ready-made English. An opening, the middle, the numbers, the questions, and a strong finish. Every part of it is just a phrase you can learn.
And that's the good news, really. You don't have to be born confident. You don't need perfect grammar or a big voice. You just need the right sentence at the right moment. And today, you have all of them.
So here's your challenge before the next episode. Pick 3 phrases from today, just 3, and say each one out loud 5 times. Tonight, out loud, not in your head.
Because a phrase you've said out loud is a phrase you own. And the next time you stand up to present, one of these sentences will come out of your mouth without you even thinking, and you'll feel the room turn to your side.
Tell us in the comments which phrase is your favorite. We read them all, and your favorite might just open our next episode.
New episodes twice a week. If this one helped you, share it with someone who has a big presentation coming up. Thanks for spending this time with us.
Now go practice out loud. See you in the next one. Take care.